Assalamu alaikum. I am Shujat Ali from Medicos Lectures by Shujat, and today we have a very interesting topic from the name teeth histology. Focusing on these two words, we came to know that we are going to study teeth at a tissue level in this presented topic. So first of all, when we are going to study about teeth at a tissue level, we must know about three things about teeth. Our first is crown, second is root, and third point is neck. Now I am going to show you the diagram of crown, neck and root. In this presented diagram of our teeth, this portion is known as crown, and the portion where crown and root meet up, this is neck, and root is the very low portion of our teeth. Now first let's talk what crown is. Crown is basically the projections beyond the gum margin. And root is the area that is going to buried in the bony socket. So root is buried inside the bony socket. And neck is the region where crown and root meet up. That portion is known as neck. Crown plus root meeting point. Now, further discussing about cavities, we have two types of cavities or pulps. First is dental pulp, and second is pulp cavity. Dental pulp is basically the cavity containing loose connective tissues. And elongated region in our teeth or elongated portion is known as pulp cavity. As we are going to discuss the histology, so we have two types of tissues when we are going to discuss about teeth histology. We have hard tissues and we have soft tissues. Hard tissues include enamel, dentine, and crown, you can say that. And soft tissues include pulp cavity plus pulp. Hard tissue and soft tissue. Hard tissues, they are including dentine, enamel, and crown area. And soft tissues, they are including pulp cavity and pulp. Now, further going in detail about dentine, that what it actually is and what is its role in teeth histology. So, dentine is basically structure that is exact similar to bone, but it is calcified, and like bone, it have 50% dry weight, 70% dry weight is minerals. As in case of bone, we have 50% dry weight in form of minerals. Now, discussing about odontoblasts. Odontoblasts, they are the part of dentine and they are the cytoplasmic processes. Or you can say that dentine forming cells. Dentine forming cells, they are odontoblasts. Odontoblasts have its main role in formation of dentine, because formation of dentine is reduces as our age increases, the formation of dentine is reducing. So this particular type of our part of teeth has its role in formation of dentine. Further we have enamel. Enamel is basically the covering of our tooth. In this presented diagram we have here the enamel. It's the tight covering and it is composed of about 96% hydroxyapatite, as our bone is composed of merely about 50% hydroxyapatite, but it is 96%, much tougher than bone. And the 4% is water and other minerals. When we are discussing further histology of enamel, we have interrod substances and enamel rods. Enamel rods plus interrod substances. Further discussing the histology of enamel rods, we should know about its width, its length, and from where it originates from. The length of enamel rod is 4 micrometer and the width is 2 micrometer. And origination is basically from the amioblast. Enamel rods. Length is 4 micrometer and width is 2 micrometer and originate from the amioblast portion in our tooth. Further discussing about dental caries. Dental caries is basically the demineralization of our tooth. When our teeth is starting demineralization and loss its strength, we should say that we are going in dental carying situation. Demineralization process in tooth. Enamel rods are basically formed in ectoderm in amioblast. Now discussing about dental lobules. Dentine lobules. They are basically the formation of dentine in narrow processes, in narrow tubes or in narrow lobules. Dentine formation in narrow tubes. Now, further discussing about cementum, periodontal ligaments, cementum. As in this presented diagram, we are clearly seeing that this particular area is cementum. And cementum help to attain the teeth at its proper position, and cementum that is acellular is lac cells, and the remaining cementum which contains cells we know it as cementocytes. Acellular cementum is lack of any cells. Now, further discussing about periodontal ligaments or periodontal membranes. Periodontal ligament or membranes, they are basically hourglass in shape. A shape just like a female model, hourglass in shape. And it helps to remain the teeth in the socket, to remain teeth at its fixed position. And firm position. Now discussing about peridentum. Peridentum is basically the area that is helping in our teeth to remain its position in socket. Maintain teeth in sockets. Now, our last but not the least point in teeth histology is dental pulp. Dental pulp is basically unmineralized portion containing oral and loose connective tissues. We have further blood and nerve supply to our tooth. In case of blood supply, we have arteries and arterioles in basic region of our apical foramen. And in case of nerve supply, we have a very key portion from the name vasomotor sympathetic nerve system. Now, we are going to discuss about vasomotor sympathetic nervous system. Vasomotor sympathetic nervous system, they are basically present or located in tunica media of our arteries and secretes hormone such as norepinephrine. Norepinephrine. Now, discussing this presented diagram of teeth histology, we are seeing enamel, a covering, hardest covering, and after that dentine and a pulp, root canal, cementum, a toughest portion that help to maintain teeth in sockets, apical foramen right here, and alveolar bone or alveolar sockets, and gingiva is the portion that help and support our tissues of teeth, and hairy skin, and a body of mandible from where it is attached to our bone. And it's basically our topic on histology of teeth. Hope you all will understand it, and don't forget subscribing Medicos Lectures by Shujat. Thank you so much.